Hi guys, and welcome back to the study hack series. This is the 12th hack in the series and it's about routine. So again, I'm going to start with a quote and it goes like this: the secret of your future is hidden in your daily routine. That quote is by Mike Murdoch. So routine is extremely powerful. And why is it? It's because essentially we as human beings are creatures of habit and we need to use that idea to our advantage. It's basically what we're trying to say is that when you do the same thing over and over again, it becomes a lot easier. In other words, it's less difficult to accomplish that same task or do that same task when we've done it many times before, whereas initially when we do it like for the first or second time, it's quite difficult. So I want you to think about an example basically in your life where it was really difficult doing it the first time or the second time, but after that, after you did it many times, it became a lot easier. A great example I can give is when I started waking up really early, like maybe changing from waking up like at 7 o'clock to waking up at 5 or 4 o'clock. The first time or the second time doing that was quite tough, because it was a new thing to do. But then after doing it many times, it became a lot easier to do because I had gotten into a routine and it had become a habit for me, and I was using the power of that habit to essentially make that thing a lot easier to do. So what we're going to look at, routine is extremely important, and there are certain individuals throughout history who have used routine to be extremely high performers. An example is Benjamin Franklin. Actually, you can see his daily routine on the internet, where it shows that he woke up at 5 o'clock pretty much every day, and he would go sleep at 10 o'clock every day, and he pretty much did the same things throughout the day at the same time. Another great example is Stephen King, who is one of the greatest writers around, and he pretty much uses routine as well. He likes to do the same things at the same time every single day. So times when he's writing, times we take breaks and stuff like that. So he uses that power of habit and the power of routine to accomplish so much more and be extremely creative with his work and be a great thinker because essentially he's leveraging that power. So what I want you to think about is, I want you to, as a student, is to actually take a look at those individuals like Benjamin Franklin and Stephen King, and see how how you can benefit from doing the same thing as them. So I'll give you a typical example of what I mean of where students go wrong. What they would do is they would, on a school day or like when they've university day or whatever, they would wake up early. Let's say they wake up at maybe 6:30 or 7 o'clock, right? So they've done that Monday to Friday. Okay, so they've gotten into that habit and that routine. Suddenly, when Saturday, Sunday come around, they're waking up at around 10 o'clock, or 11 o'clock, or 12 o'clock, whatever, and they have what's called a lie-in. Now, the problem with that is that suddenly Saturday and Sunday, waking up at that time, is more difficult because they're used to Monday and Friday. But also, it becomes problematic because when they go to Monday again, or that school day, it becomes a lot harder for them to wake up at the time that they were waking up before, like 6:37, because they'd woken up at 12 o'clock the previous day, and they have to now fight against routine or fight against habit to make that change or that switch. So my recommendation would be to you is to try and wake up every single day at the same time. Okay, so let's say you're waking up or around the same time. So let's say you're waking up 6:30, 7 o'clock on a weekday for school. Then I would say wake up at the same time, around that time, 6:30, 7 o'clock, or even maybe 5 o'clock, or an hour or half an hour each way at worst, on a weekend. Because then you are using routine and it becomes a lot easier for you to just get through the whole week than suddenly, waking up at 6:30, 7:30, and suddenly next day or next 2 days you're waking up at 12 or 11. That becomes so much more difficult because again you're fighting biology, you're fighting routine, because that's in our brain. We get used to these things. Habit is essentially in our brain. So I would say as a student, try to make sure that you are doing things at the same time every single day. So even with your study sessions as well, like if you're obviously, it's a bit more difficult with school because, you know, they structure that for you your whole day. But let's say you've got like a Saturday and Sunday, you know, if you're waking up at 5 o'clock doing 1 hour, 6 o'clock, and then break 15 minutes, 1 hour, 6:15, 7:15, you know, for example, try and hit those same times every single day, because again, you'll get you using the power of routine. So try and do the same things every single day if possible, and study at the same times if possible, because that will make it so much easier for you. So that is the action step today for you today. So study at the same times and try and do the same things at the same times every single day, and try and maximize that. Obviously there are going to be days when your routine's going to be slightly broken because things come up in life, and obviously with school as well. But use routines to really maximize your productivity and efficiency and get the best out of yourself and make it a lot easier for yourself. So please like this video, comment below, and subscribe to this channel so you can keep getting content, and I will see you in the next study hack.